Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. It's another Wednesday, so that means, or whenever you're listening to it, I don't know what podcasts do. This week, though, on Face Off Hockey Show, we're going to talk about fixing the NHL playoffs because apparently it needs to be fixed. I don't know. Jeff Molson putting the vote of confidence on Mark Bergevin. Ilya Kovalchuk coming back. Get your couches warm. And the NCAA has announced their brackets for the ice hockey side. We all know the Retrievers won. Doesn't matter. They lost in the second round. They won. All that and more. It's Face Off Hockey Show right now.
The following program is closed captioned for the thinking impaired.
Choose your command. You have chosen
the Face Off Hockey Show.
I mean, hockey is my life. I've got on hockey underwear right now.
The Face Off Hockey Show. With Scotty Waz. Sean O.
breakaway.
And the P-Boys, Johnny and Mark with the C.
Yeah, baby.
You believe it not? Oh, yes!
Here's your host for the Face Off Hockey Show, Scotty Waz.
Hi, it's me. It's me. It's the WAZZ. Kicking it freestyle with a PITZ.
That's
Scotty
actually
Waz.
very true. That's
Right.
very true. That's a good rap.
That's good. Huh? You know, I'm a poet and don't even know it. Me here, Johnny P. There. It's Face Off Hockey Show around here. Mark with the C will join us. I don't know. Coming up.
Between 30 and 45 minutes.
There we go. It's like a pizza. Like a pizza. It's Johnny
Do you like that Papa John's now gives you more specific times? The last time I ordered Papa John's pizza, they told me that it was going to show up between 23 and 28 minutes. I was like, wow, that's aggressive right there.
I don't think I like that, to be honest with you. That's a little too get my hopes up, because if minute 25, I'm starting to get anxious. Because, like, come on.
Like the door's open and I'm waiting for the person to show up.
Yeah. It's like, come on now. Come on now, kid. You're just, like, staring out the window. It's like, mother trucker. So, yeah. I'm not sure. I dipped out of, I really stopped believing in Papa John's when they decided to give me the option to square cut my round pizza.
The only time I order Papa John's is when the Caps or Wizards win and score more points. Like the Caps have to score 4 goals and win, and the Wizards have to score 100 points and win. And then they give me 50% off the pizza the next day.
Well, there you go. That's all you need, right?
Right. Yeah. It lasted me like 3 days anyway.
There you go. I like that. Yeah, I'm not really. Papa John's is weird. I'd love Papa John's to an extent, but whatever. How was your week, Johnny? Aside from Papa John's debauchery.
It was good. The week has been good. I last week watched 10 hours of basketball on Friday. I took off work.
Oh, I hope so.
And we went to a bar. We were there at like 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Watched a bunch of basketball. Left the bar. Drove home. Fell asleep. Woke up to text messages that UMBC won against Virginia, and I was like, I'm so happy I didn't stay up to watch that. So yeah, that occurred. My bracket's pretty much crap. I think, Scotty, that you may have gotten your money back and kept the trophy, so you saved on postage.
I'm at the point where I haven't checked. I kind of check what it is. I haven't checked the overall standing. I could still be having to send this out.
I'm pretty certain you can only score points in 2 more games for the rest of the tournament.
The entire rest of the tournament.
So yeah. So that occurred. I got a new app on my phone and the iPad that lets me make black and white pictures and put color back into them, which is cool.
Nice.
I like that. Where are you, Scotty? Did you check?
I am 8th, 15th, and 28th.
Okay, but which one only has like 200? Your total points, your total potential is like 204 points, and you have
271. That's the bracket that's 8th right now. Is the one that can only score. Oh, I didn't even see that. Holy shit, that's funny. I can only score.
You've already scored 252 points. Something like that.
No, I have 235. It maxes out at 271. I can only score 36 more points.
Yeah, look at that one. You can literally win. You can literally score points in 2 more games.
Yeah, but here's the problem.
That's the one that's the lowest in the potential, isn't it?
Mrs. Death is the lowest.
Oh, the irony.
Right? Now I have to tank, and even tanking her highest potential is more than what I have now. I think Mrs. Death gets the Matt Death Grim Reaper award, which, let's be honest, she had that already. I think that's piling on.
Right. Yeah. She already got the ring. My God.
So
that's
I think
fantastic.
Mrs. Death is the big winner this year.
You should send it to me, and then I can present it at the bar.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Yeah, I liked when you woke up and realized that UMBC had won.
I woke up because people text messaged me, but I didn't wake up in the middle of the night. I woke up the next morning to the text messages on my phone.
Nice.
Yeah. Whatever. I can only watch so much basketball.
Yeah, it's kind of gets, especially you can only hear so many people. That's not Bill Walton.
Yeah, because you can listen to Bill Walton all day long because he's a beautiful man.
Beautiful man.
And then, like I said, I got the app for the phone, so I've been playing around with that. And tomorrow I leave for New York. I'm going to Sean Leahy's Island.
Oh,
yep, I'm going to be up there. I let him know already.
How will you be able to see?
I'm still in the good graces of the best Batanzo ever.
Here's my question: how are you going to be able to see on that island? Are you bringing at least 3 pairs of sunglasses?
Well, I mean, there's a lot of snow already, so it's like camouflage island right now. We got snowed on today all day long.
My Mama was decided to send me a picture. She said you forgot to take Winter with you back to North Dakota. And I said, "New phone, who dis?" And she's like, "What?" I'm like, "No, Mom, no, it's fine. I get it. LOL." So, yeah, I saw that it was fantastically great. Good job, finally getting Winter in the middle of in late March.
So here's the worst part, right? It snowed today. It's probably going to refreeze tonight. Things will be icy. Blah 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 blah. I guarantee you, on Wednesday next week, it's going to be 70.
Yeah.
So
next week, why are you giving it so long?
Because hold on, let me check the 10-day.
Yeah, check the 10-day.
But yeah, that's pretty much my week. That was the week right there. I'm good with that. So, yeah, why? See, I gave it till next Wednesday, but actually, if we go all full 10-day, next Friday it will be 60 degrees.
Of course,
it's tomorrow's high is 35. 10
That's
days from now,
tomorrow.
It will be 57.
Jesus Christ.
And there's no wonder why I'm just popping 24-hour allergy pills like they're candy right now.
What are you doing?
Are you supposed to take 2 of them in the same day?
I don't see that gives you a 48-hour coverage, and if you take 2 the next day, it's another 48 hours.
That's true. That's what I do, actually. Because I'm too old for this shit.
They call that nultying.
So,
my weekend was exciting. First, we saw the University of North Dakota get their tournament hopes dashed because math pairwise ranking fucked them.
Mrs. Dashed?
Well, if only it was Mrs. Dash, that'd be tastier. By the way, we also have to figure out a time. We have to work with Mark about when the hell we're supposed to tape the.
Oh yeah, that's right. People were asking me about that last week.
Yeah,
I forgot.
I will tell you this: we're working on it. It's really because this is a me and Mark story, so we kind of have to work around
I'm not even part of it. I wasn't even there.
No, because this was like spring break afternoons.
I mean, the only thing that I can add to this story is showing up with the soft-sided case, 48 can case of Molson Canadian.
It's true.
That I picked up in Crofton for some reason.
So, yeah, so we're working on that. So we apologize. This is why, by the way, if that person is listening, and I know they are, if you want to dock it down to $5 to the lower tier, we'll give you the whole thing, because I think that's what we're kind of angling towards anyway. So I don't know. We'll figure it out. Oh, I just gotta. Here's the weird part about this. So, all right, well, let's talk about donations for a second. It's the best nation in the world is donations.
It is.
Our
it's like a bully.
Yes, our high school, is doing their annual alumni thing, and past few years, I think I gave 2 years ago, didn't give last year because I was moving. I gave again this year. I get this email from the girl in the lady, I should say, in the development office. Here's what's messed up about this. I've known her since she was like 5. She's like the guy I played, actually probably younger than that. And it's just weird getting the emails from an MSJ address for her thanking me for my donation. And then she told me that this is going to break the record for most donators in the of the Tower Fund history because of the bully gimmick that they're doing, which is you get bully dollars or some garbage like that.
You get a bully buck. You get a free bully.
You get a free bully, essentially.
Yeah,
over $20. I gave way too. I'm not going to get back down in time for bulliness. I'll have to tell her. I'll tell Lauren to just give me.
What if they? What do you think would occur if you like froze a bully and then tried to like put it back in the oven or like defrost it and then cook it? Do you think you could do that?
I wonder if they can just send it to me in like just the makeup of the bully, and then like freeze dry ship it to me.
That's what I mean. Well, I mean,
yeah, but not
that would cost too much.
Yeah, but not bake it first. Like, don't bake it, because then you're rebaking. It's just gonna taste like a pizza pocket. Almost like how Jimmy's Famous Seafood does their stuff. Maybe something like that. I don't know. We'll have to discuss. Speaking of man, that just seems like a car wreck. Speaking of car wrecks, I got into one this week. So Saturday, Jen and I were out thrifting, and we were stopped. We were trying to make a right turn. Next thing you know, a guy who was in front of us, there was a truck in front of him. He decides, screw this, I'm going back into the gas station. Busts backwards, like tries to whip, like he was already coming out of the gas station. So he's angled like that at the turn, car in front of him. So he's angled like this. Then he decides, screw it, I'm going to whip back around and go in the gas station. Comes back, just clonks my driver's side door, kills the side mirror off of it. That Dodge Journey thing's looking more and more like an idea. Like as the minutes pass,
there's gonna be a point where you fly down
and just drive it back,
get the bully, and then drive the car back
with bullies piled up in the back seat.
Right? Yeah. Because you got one free, but you bought 12.
Exactly. Because then I think if you get 12, A, you get a free appointment to a cardiologist. B, I think you get the 13th one free.
Don't they have? I feel like they should have a doctor like on site.
No, we have the power of Jesus.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, we can just pray ourselves out of heart conditions.
Exactly. Father Mike's got the healing power, right?
Actually, I kind of trust him.
I would trust Father Mike in the biggest way.
Yeah.
But listen, the Stromboli, they're giving away the secrets. I posted on my Facebook page, so I'm helping give away the secrets. But, like, don't give away the secrets. Don't show me how the bully is made. Because there's some kind of, like, like Catonsville magic. Like UMBC's victory over Virginia. Some kind of Catonsville.
Maybe they had Strombolis before they played.
Oh, they may have.
Actually, there's zero chance you could do anything if you had a Stromboli.
No, it's really
like there would be no reason to ever do anything athletic after eating a Stromboli.
Story time. So, me and my friends did a thing called a G-Day. Actually, I think Mark was part of this.
I think he was.
The G-Day Spectacular. It was me, Little Pitts, Joe Miller, and Brian Jaffe. And we decided we have a G-Day. So G-Day was our hour-and-a-half classes because we're format. I don't know, some crazy bullshit. So we had a 90-minute lunch at prime bowling time. So we decided, hey, we're young 17-year-old kids. Let's go ahead and eat as many bullies as we can. Screw future. Screw anything we had to do. We're doing this. So what we did is we moved.
Weren't they also like $2?
Yes, they were $2.
Like that?
It was super cheap.
Yeah.
So we loaded up our cash. So we pulled 2 tables to the back, like we're doing a presentation, like we're doing God's work in the back. Thank God social media wasn't a thing because we could have blown up and gotten ourselves some kind of TV deal. Well, damn it. We should have hoped for. Anyway, sat in the back and we did our best to eat as many bullies as possible. I clocked in at 3 bullies. And also, the rules of this G-Day Spectacular, you finish a bowl, you had to finish a mellow yellow. At that time, again, sugar.
But the mellow yellow was what, like 50 cents? So like for for $2.75 for each round, basically, is what we're looking at right now.
Yeah. So it was it was an event. Joe Miller puked after 2. He just couldn't deal with the EDTA.
That's true, actually. That's very true.
I think Mark and I
hope he got to the bathroom.
Yeah, he went downstairs before the library.
The library bathroom. That was a good bathroom, actually.
It was a good bathroom. I think they remodeled it because I don't think it's a library anymore because the library is that new big building.
I can't even tell you the last time I was on campus.
I think Mark and I were there for a bowling day when we picked up our yearbooks 2 years after the fact. What the hell was I saying? Oh yeah, so me and Mark I think tied, and Brian Jaffe was at the end. I'll have to get confirmation from Mark when he gets in. But yeah, G-Day Spectacular was a thing, and we had a lot of bullies. The fun part is I still had a class after that, another hour-and-a-half class. Luckily, it was Staff Sergeant Breen's religion class. Oh, because that had to been senior year. So after that, after I go home, I had hockey practice that night. Oh, that was not fun.
Oh,
that was they just sit in your stomach, and think of 3 of them.
Yeah.
I was dead to the world at that point.
Yeah, there's no reason to ever do anything. Like we couldn't even look at Strombolis during wrestling season.
Oh, I bet. Like you would gain like 3 pounds just looking at it. And all that delicious grease. My God.
It was so good for your stomach, though.
It's so good, dude. Like, honestly. Right out. All right. Maybe hit some music and we'll get, when Mark gets in here, talk more about Mount St. Joe Strombolis.
All right.
I just dropped in to see what condition my condition was in. What condition my condition was in.
Welcome. It's the injury portion of our show. The Winnipeg Jets are hating life right now. Patrick Laine, lower body injury. He is day to day, aren't we? I don't know if anything's been updated on that, to be quite honest with you. I haven't looked at the news all day because I'm dealing with the car stuff. So, is there any update on that? I don't know. How is Vegas going to be exempt from whatever? No, it doesn't look like any kind of update on Mr. Laine.
Oh no.
It's
been a 50-goal season for him.
Could have been, but he decided to block a shot with his foot. So that'll do it. Also, big news from UND. I'll talk about that in a little bit. Senators signed one of our boys. We'll have to talk about UND in general later. Jacob Trouba, concussion. He is out indefinitely. Another big Jets minute.
So did he get concussed in the first place and then played a game and then left again, or did he get a concussion in the one game that he played?
I think the one game that he played.
Because he played one game. Yahoo didn't even tell me he was going to play. Had 2 assists, and then I put him in the next day, and he was done again.
He might have played a game and then got concussed in the second. So
it's bad luck.
Very much so. Rick Nash, upper body injury. He's day-to-day. David Back has had a scary moment. He fell awkwardly in the crease. I don't know if it was Tampa's crease or Boston's crease, one of the creases, and got his knee cut up by Yanni Gordy, and had a knee laceration. He's going to be out a couple weeks. They're lucky it didn't cut deeper, because then you hit your femoral artery, and that's when ish really goes down. So he's going to be going
their first cut.
Yeah, that's the deepest.
Right.
Noah Hannafin, he's got a concussion. He's out indefinitely. Obviously, his season's done for the year for the Carolina Hurricanes. Ben Bishop, lower body injury. He's got 2 weeks on the shelf. Vladimir Tarasenko, upper body injury. He's day-to-day. Kevin Bieksa of the Anaheim Ducks, hand surgery. He's out 2 to 5 weeks. While Kelly Yarncroc, lower body injury, done for the year, which is interesting considering the fact that the Predators and the Tampa Bay Lightning are the 2 teams that have clinched a spot in the NHL playoffs. I think they're the only 2 teams.
I think so too. So I can check
for us. Check for us, because we're about to get to our Patreon pick, Johnny. It kind of segues into there.
So yeah, Tampa Bay has an X next to them, and Nashville has an X next to them, and no one else.
X going to give it to him all day, every day. We're going to try to give the best to you. Thank you to our Patreon subscribers, I guess. Brian, Damon, Mark, Trista, Matthew, Ethan, Chris, Mitch, Angela, and Sean. You guys are great. Patreon.com/FaceOffHockeyShow if you want to get in on it. We might do a secret show sooner or later once we get schedules worked out. Sure. Might have to double it up. Who's to say? Johnny will be moderating that one and asking me and Mark questions. It'd be great. So our Patreon pick, we took it to you. We took it to the Patreons who are allowed to vote. You have to be a certain age and also subscribe. And it was a run away, as fixing the NHL playoffs was the big thing, because there's a lot of debate about whether the playoffs in divisional setting is stale. Something people bitched and complained that they wanted a few years ago. Now they hate it. I hate people. I'll just put that out.
Yeah, it's normal. This is normal. This is what you want things, and then you get it, and you want something else. It's the way things work.
So people are throwing around ideas now. What the hell needs to be done?
Everyone has an idea.
I had several. I said change the playoff format every year. That way people can't bitch about it too long.
What if you just roll dice before the playoffs and that's the format you use?
Oh, that'd be great. Throw them bones. I guess I'll beg the question to you, Johnny. Do you like the playoff format as currently constituted? The top 3 teams in each division get a thing, and you have the 2 wild cards.
I don't have a problem with it. It's not like we have one. Shit. Before I open my mouth, let me look at this again. I was gonna say it's not like we have a Southeast division any longer.
You could probably constitute Pacific Division, and that's only because the Central Division's so strong.
Yeah, but I don't know. To me, that's not even that bad. Like all the top 3 teams have 87 points at least.
Mm-hmm.
So even the Metropolitan Division, for as tight as that has been the entire time, Washington's leading at 91. Pittsburgh and Columbus both have 87. Mm-hmm. And Philly's got 86.
And Jersey's got 82.
Yeah. So I don't have a problem with it. My problem with the way the playoffs currently sit, solely stems around the fact that the Capitals have to play the Penguins or Flyers every year. Just kind of sucks. Just throwing that out there.
It's fair.
Because the Capitals have shown a history of not being able to beat either team.
What?
Yeah. It has happened before.
That's weird.
Well, I mean, the Flyers they've beaten, not the Penguins. So that's the only reason, because it's basically like, oh, here we go again. You know, it's the same as every playoffs. So it is what it is. I would not have a problem if the NHL went back to the 1 through 8 for the Eastern Conference, giving the leaders of both conferences the first and second seed, and then slotting in 6 more seeds after that.
That makes sense. I like that a lot.
That's all. I mean, I wouldn't have a problem with that at all. I actually fully appreciated the reseeding as well.
Mm-hmm.
But I understand why that they went to like a more bracket style, because it's easier to bet on.
Yes.
So plus you can't make brackets when the brackets change all the time. You know, it's moving target. So I understand that, but I liked the reseeding a lot as well. From my perspective.
Yeah. I was gonna say, if we did 1 to 8, then I realized no, the Caps are leading the division, so they'd be number 2 seed. But if they weren't, it'd be Caps Pittsburgh first round.
Sounds about right.
But as it stands right now,
no, would it?
No, well, no,
that would be 4-5.
Yeah, that would be 4-5, and I didn't realize that they would be automatically slotted to 2. So
I kind of want to see, talking about this year's playoffs, I'd really like to see the Flyers play the Penguins.
Yeah.
That's what I would like to see. But Columbus had to stick their nose in this shit.
If the playoffs were to start today, we'd be gypped around 10 games. But Tampa Bay would play New Jersey. Washington as the conference leader would be number 2. They play Philly. Toronto would play Boston would play Columbus, and Toronto would play Pittsburgh. What?
I thought that the 2 and 3 teams inside the division played each other.
No. I'm talking about if we went by your 1 to 8 thing again.
Oh, yeah. Gotcha.
So yeah, if we did 1 to 8.
Hold on.
Yeah. Yeah, no. There we go. The Caps would still play the Flyers, essentially.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. In the West, if we did the 1 to 8, it would be pretty much as you see it right now. Nashville would take on Christ, I can't. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Nashville would take on Anaheim. Vegas would take on Los Angeles. Winnipeg would take on Colorado. San Jose would take on Minnesota.
Nice.
Yeah.
So that doesn't change anything.
No, because everyone's slotted in the perfect spot here.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why everything has to be divisionalized. I don't understand the
more
whole...
rivalries. Everyone believes it's going to start more rivalries.
Yeah, great. Whatever. It creates a rivalry for 2 weeks. No one gives a shit anymore.
And it creates a Wednesday night matchup every year, Johnny.
I don't know. I'd almost venture to say that rivalries don't exist any longer.
What? Go on.
I mean, that's all I was going to say.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I put this on ScottyWaz.com on Tuesday.
I didn't read yours on purpose because I knew this was coming up on the show.
Good.
Smarter than that.
So my idea was you do 1 to 16 format, but you throw in the pairwise ranking. Pairwise ranking is what determines, it's kind of like an RPI. It essentially is the RPI for college teams, and that's how you get your 16 teams.
So does it take into account like strength of schedule and such?
Yes. So if we go to Scotty's screen share, and if you're not watching this on the YouTube, I know you're.
Why?
Yeah, exactly. Why aren't you? So here we go. So Alpha and Bravo, the two teams right there. Here's their RPI. The head-to-head wins 1-2, common opponents, and then total points, and then math. And then you see how they Bravo has a higher RPI, so it earned comparison points shown in parentheses. Has beaten Alpha twice this season, so it gets 2 comparison points, and Alpha gets 1 comparison point for beating Bravo. Common opponents schools have played this season. Bravo actually has a better overall record and winning percentage, but Alpha gets the edge in 1 comparison point because it has a better individual winning percentage against common opponents. So it's a big math thing, and since hockey is all about the math, we do it. We do the math this way.
You always have to look out for Charlie, though.
Got to look out for Charlie as Mark with us C joins in.
Triple D.
Triple Deeks. Yep. 1, 2,
No.
3, triple D.
Ask Stan about Charlie.
No, up in the trees.
Always
Is that where we're going with this?
Charlie. Hey, guys.
Hey, buddy. So we're fixing the playoffs from the Patreon situation. Johnny says put it back to 1 to 8, where the divisional leaders get 1 and 2 spot. I said 16, and then do it with an RPI/pairwise situation.
Yeah, I'm down with top 16 from any. So since it's already not even teams from each conference, just do the top 16 teams until the conferences both have 16 teams. Whenever Seattle finally winds up getting a team, until then, if it's uneven, then just take the top 16 teams and go to the playoffs and call it a day.
You big fan of that 116, huh?
Yeah, of course. Well, especially it doesn't make sense to me. I get that they somehow worked out the schedule that everyone should be playing some certain amount of games against the same level of opponent or whatever the hell they had to do to justify having one division with less teams than the rest of the divisions, fewer teams than the rest of the divisions. I hate it when people do that. But so it is theoretically easier to get to the playoffs in one of the divisions. It doesn't make sense to me. Like, you can tell me all you want to about how the schedule and the points and you play against different teams and it doesn't really matter who's in your division. But when there's only 7 teams in a division, then or only 6 teams in a division, or whatever it is, whatever the discrepancy is, it is easier to get to the playoffs in that division.
All right. Makes sense. I can understand your logic behind that. I still say let's give the math nerds what they want and then piss off everybody else.
So why do you have an RPI?
I don't know. I don't care.
College has it.
College has it.
Yeah. Are we gonna have a selection Sunday before the playoffs?
Sure. Why not? You want to put that NHL network to good use and actually make people interested. Why wouldn't you?
I say I'm going to take it one step farther then and go full on screw job. We put together a committee of 5 to 8 former players and NHL executives, and they put together a 1 to 16 bracket. And that's how teams get into the playoffs, not just straight points.
That one division has to have fewer representatives, just like the NCAA.
Mm-hmm. I guess true. If you win,
we could even end so we make the season 72 games, end the season 10 games early, and we have a conference tournament. The winner of the conference tournament automatically gets into the playoffs. Each division has a tournament. No,
yeah,
best of 3, maybe takes 2 weeks, get through 2 rounds. Just make it 2 rounds. The bottom 2 teams, if you're not in the top 8, or if you're not in the I mean, each division only has 8 teams, right? So
except for the Central, because it's easier to get to the playoffs in the Central Division.
That's true,
because they only have 7 teams.
Well, their number 1 seed gets a bye then, or has to play a dog. I don't know how this works.
Well, hold on, but it's easier to get in the playoffs in the Central Division.
Yes. Now, keep in mind, this is a small sample size because this has only been a thing for a year. Not even a year. Or no, actually, technically, the Central and the Pacific both had fewer teams up until this year. Right?
Yeah.
So the West had actually 2 fewer teams than the East did up until this year.
Okay.
So it's easier to get the playoffs to the West.
Yeah. So tell if you're looking at numbers right now, because I have a feeling I know where this is going. Tell me if an Eastern Conference team would have ever made the playoffs ahead of a Western Conference team in the last however many years since realignment.
Are we going 2 years then?
You mean a team that didn't make the playoffs?
Right. An Eastern team that didn't make the playoffs that would have made the playoffs if they were in the West.
I believe that happened.
I'm sure that's happened to more than... I'm going to go with at least 3 teams that happened to in the last 2 years.
What's the second tiebreaker?
It would have to be regulation wins, right?
Right. All right. So that's the first tiebreaker is regulation wins, right?
Then alphabetical. I don't care. But the point is,
last year, no.
Head to head, then, and I'll look up the head to heads.
Yeah, yeah. Once we find out, because last year there was two Eastern teams that had 94 points, and the wild card had 94 points in the West, Calgary and Nashville.
So both
Calgary had
teams.
41 regulation wins.
Okay,
so they would have gotten in regardless because they had more regulation wins than all the other teams.
So possibly one team.
Okay, so one team last year.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's go 2 years ago. We're going.
I still like the idea of conference tournaments.
I like the idea of conference tournaments
because
too.
You still create that rivalry, right? You still create the rivalry, but then you piss off everybody by having a committee decide who gets into the playoffs.
And if Ottawa could somehow, like, if a dog team somehow wins the tournament.
Oh yeah,
and that screws up your at-large. That screws up your RPIs.
Yeah, that screws up. That takes away one at-large bid from one of the teams to try that was on the bubble.
So are we saying wild card and at-large are the same here?
Well, no, because if you win your conference or if you win your division, that takes 4 spots, and you have 12 at-large bids for 16 teams.
Okay.
Yeah, I just went full on to NCAA basketball. For
I know.
NHL.
2015 mark, one team again.
Okay. So I said more than 3. It was 2. It was at least, well, obviously at least 1, depending on the second tiebreaker, possibly 2 or 3.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, 2. Because Calgary had more wins than everyone else.
Yeah. So because that Nashville versus Islanders would have been the matchup there.
So we aren't even having the argument about this is there's no West Coast team that would have made the playoffs ahead of any East Coast team that made the playoffs. Because that's not possible based on what we just talked about.
Yeah, no.
So I don't understand why the NHL. I mean, I get it for travel purposes, but for alignment purposes, why did they insist on moving one of the teams from the West to why not keep Winnipeg in the West?
Winnipeg was in the West. Winnipeg is in the West.
Oh, never mind. So never mind. Not Winnipeg then. To take some Detroit, whatever. Pick another team and put them out west. I mean, it's dumb enough that you have Florida and Tampa Bay in the Atlantic division. Take one of them and put them in the West. At that point, it doesn't matter.
They're close to the Atlantic.
Yeah, they're closer to the Atlantic than Ottawa is.
Yeah, so take Ottawa and put them in the West, just until you get more teams. And then you can switch him back. I don't understand why it was a good idea for a couple of years to have 2 more Eastern Conference teams than Western Conference teams.
They wanted everything to be even numbers.
Exactly. Essentially, that was the long and the short of it.
But what does it matter? They still have 7 teams in a division. It's still not even numbers. Whatever.
Sure.
But I think your dog shit teams are going to be your dog shit teams regardless of what division they're in.
So what? Are they going to put Seattle in the Central Division? Because that makes sense.
No, Seattle's going to go into the Pacific Division.
Okay, so who are they bumping over?
They're bumping over Dallas, I would think.
Dallas is in the Central.
No, they're not.
Yeah, they are. According to Wikipedia, they are. So your Pacific is Anaheim, Arizona, Calgary, Edmonton, Los Angeles, San Jose, Vancouver, Vegas.
Who was this?
Vegas has got to go.
Yeah, Vegas is good.
Sorry, Vegas.
Hold on a minute. Sorry, Vegas. Why did I think Dallas was not in the Central? What bullshit team did I want to move over?
I mean, at this point, let's
Fuck
just
it, move Dallas to the Central anyway.
I was going to say move Arizona to Pacific, or Arizona to Kansas City, and then we'll
listen.
we'll
when they move to Houston, then we'll get everything sorted out.
I said Kansas City. You say Houston. Either way, it's Central, and we'll move
exactly.
on.
We'll be fine. Jesus Christ. NHL. By the way, NHL.com could be the worst fucking website.
It was terrible 10 years ago. Back when they had those awful puns every day.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the puns.
Of course you did. Yeah, no, it's got to be Arizona. Arizona's got to bump over.
Yeah.
But like I said, they'll bump over when they move to Houston City or Kansaston. Kansaston's better. You make that's a valid point, Mark. You make a very, very salient point. I just like the fact that math nerds would get a huge boner at the RPI situation.
I agree. And there'd actually be argument points other than, are they going to win 2 games to win out and possibly get the tiebreaker? It would be like, man, their last 10 games, they've been on fire. I think they have some momentum. I think the judges are going to choose them. Well, not judges. What are we calling them? Selection committee is going to really put some weight behind them. And plus, look at their strength of schedule heading down the stretch.
Do you know how nice? Do you know how fantastic it would be to root for the chaos of having, like, I don't know, Buffalo end up winning their conference tournament and going to the playoffs? I would love every second of that.
And here's an even a lower level, like a lower level of this pie. All of the players that have playoff bonuses.
Oh boy.
Yeah, right.
Either get them or don't get them, based on this selection committee.
Yeah, I mean, and
that could be bad. Actually, that could be interesting.
Yeah.
That's what Death Threat.
But it's funny to see. Like, it would be funny to see, like, if Buffalo gets into the final of their conference, and Toronto fans are rooting for Tampa Bay to win because it would give them a better strength of schedule, like some horseshit like that. Because UND won their game on their third place game in the NCHC on Saturday. They had a hope for different division. They had hope for Clarkson to beat Princeton, and I think Boston University to lose to somebody else. So they had to look outside of their division, outside of their conference, to get that victory. Like, if you're a Penguins fan, you're rooting for the Kings because if they win the whole thing, it gives you a better strength of schedule and gets you a better seeding. Like, God damn, that's fantastic. And that would get people more involved in the league as a whole rather than a little bubble of just the division.
That's true.
That's how you expand growth. That's how you get Johnny P to stay up to at least 10:30 to watch the first period of a Kings Caps game.
Right. That is right. So I mean, think of this now too. Not even the playoff situation at this point. Mm-hmm. The back and forth that's been going on for months, well, at least a month that I can see on the Twitter, about who the MVP of the season is.
Oh boy.
Could you imagine what could occur when Connor McDavid gets the Oilers into the playoffs by winning their conference tournament and somehow becomes the MVP on a team that's got 48 points? Like, my God, this would be amazing. Why can't we do this now?
Yeah, but he'd be the Pac-10 MVP or the Pac-8, the Pac-8 MVP.
That's fine.
No, he could be, because he made the playoffs, then that justifies him to be league MVP. Because that's one of the big justifications now, for what I've seen, is that you have to make the playoffs.
Yeah, that's everyone's argument about who's an MVP, and we'll talk a little bit to that with Richardson here in a little bit. But yeah, man, like, who's the real MVP and what makes it MVP? That debate on that is just as good as the playoff debate and how you'd fix it. So,
God, I love it.
I'm
just here for the chaos.
We got options. Pick your options. Thank you to our Patreon folk for voting on that. Huzzah! Mark, we got a question for you.
Blue.
Okay. The thing that Mark would do to get a Stromboli, he would blow somebody. All right. So we're talking about MSJ giving away the surprise or the intrigue of how a bully is made. Agree or disagree? Good idea, bad idea for them to do that.
Are you going to try it at home?
No.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. I don't think anyone from St. Joe is going to try it at home. So, I mean, how did you think it was made? By like, were they magically pooped out of some unicorn Stromboli pooping unicorn?
Yes. Of course I did.
Well, then that's maybe that's the explanation then.
I was definitely under the impression that there were some sort of drugs in there. I mean, just because of where it is.
So how do you explain the 10% breader factor? That's what I want to know. I want to know the process because I want to know why there were 10% breaders.
Yeah, the way they cooked it, it didn't look like that was a breader that they put on their Facebook / Twitter / Instagram. Like I was shocked and surprised.
Yeah. And if they allowed you to pick, so this is without context of where I'm going with this, Scott and John, if they allowed you to pick your Stromboli, what was the number one feature you looked for? John.
Yeah, John.
I can only remember like 2 or 3 times that I got Strombolis. My first feature was to get a Stromboli that was not burnt.
Ooh, okay. All right.
That's
Scott?
where I went.
I was looking for cheese oozing out.
Cheese oozing out. That's where I was going to.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Number one feature. You got to have that crispy cheese on the side.
Mm-hmm. Got to have that, baby. You got to have that crunch. You got to have that crunch.
I'm going to say that I have a feeling that I'm going to say that they had perfected the Stromboli while you guys were there. And that we were still part of the guinea pigs of Strombolis. We were still in the early days of the Stromboli, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
When did they say it started? 1991 or something?
89, maybe?
89, yeah.
Somewhere
so
in
I would have been in high school 3 years after that. So I think they're still perfecting the bully. By the time you guys got there in like 97, right? Ish. That's when I think that was the height of the Stromboli. I think that's where they had gotten it. That's when the unicorn was showing up.
Right. Yeah. They definitely got their BPB down when we were there. That's the breaders per batch.
Yeah.
It's a good Selection Sunday thing to work against. By the way, I want 2 things. A, I want to protest that Mrs. Death is getting the Death Award. I think it's garbage.
Is it done?
It's locked down because even if she wins out and I don't win any more games, she still has a lower total than my total right now. So,
well,
we decided that Scotty's going to ship it to me, and then I'm going to bring it to the bar when we go to watch soccer and present the trophy.
So yeah, let's do it. So who do you want to mail it back to, Scott? Do you want to mail it back to me or John then?
I'll mail it back to John since he'll see the duo of death. It's kind of weird.
Good.
Mark will too.
I guess you should have just brought it with you.
I really should. When I thought about it, it's like, secondly, G-Day Spectacular. We talked about that. What are your recollection on that? On the G-Day Spectacular?
G-Day Spectacular. So G-Days were not a thing when John was in school. G-Days, by the way. So we had A days and B days. I don't know why they skipped C, D, and E, right? Yeah. We had F and G days, right?
F and G.
F days and G days.
It was G days and H days. We had A, B, C, D, E, F days.
I don't remember C, D, and E days.
I remember it was a G-Day Spectacular.
If you don't remember it, you couldn't afford it.
But yeah.
Exactly.
But G days were the 4-period days as opposed to the 8-period days.
Mm-hmm.
And those were fantastic. When the G day fell on the Thursday, that's when the G Day Spectacular was a thing. And from what I remember, what was it? Was it a spontaneous event, or did we plan for a G Day Spectacular?
I think we planned it after the Magic Napkins incident. Where Mr. Campbell came up and asked us, were we going to clean up this mess? These aren't magic napkins. And Joe Miller lost it.
Mm-hmm. Those were the days. But yes, so the G-Day Spectaculars were Was it? So the lunch period that day was an hour and a half, if I remember, and it was you had to drink 1 Mellow Yellow per Stromboli. But did you also have to have an ice cream sandwich at the end, or was that just for?
You did not. That was optional.
It was optional. Okay.
And to which you had Brian Fisher go run and get it for you. Since that was another thing during our lunch periods. I was such a lazy shitbag, which you don't get this body for being active, folks, obviously. So I gave someone $1 and they race against the clock to see who would get the fastest time of the week. And they win an extra $1 that way. See, creating lives.
Those were the days.
Yeah, those are the days when we had disposable income. Anyway, G-Day was a weird day. Like, and then we were talking about how you just couldn't do anything after that. Like, it was just dead to the world after that. You just sit in your stomach. Weird. Anyway,
what's the record? 3? I think the record was
3. I think for the betterment of us all, we stopped at 3.
Mm-hmm.
There's zero chance that I could eat 2 at this point.
These days I could probably get down 1.5, and that's probably about it.
Yeah. Not only was it prime, it was like the perfect storm. Because not only was it prime Bowly creation, but it was also prime eating for high schoolers could eat anything they wanted to, unless you're on the wrestling team.
Right. And you can eat it, but you have to wear a trash bag for a bit.
Yeah. That's disgusting, by the way. That is literally disgusting that they still sell those sauna suits in Walmart.
Yeah. Oh. It's not fun.
Yeah, I like getting nauseous just seeing them.
A couple news things before we get Lyle on. NHL GM meetings were this week. They focused a lot on goaltender interference. Nothing has come from that yet. Shocking. Imagine that. Jeff Molson, the owner of the Montreal Canadiens, put a vote of confidence on Marc Bergevin. Said,
on his head.
He's doing great. Marc Bergevin is doing fine. Everything's okay here in Habland.
Yeah, we'll be fine.
Everything's fine. Like we said earlier, Nashville and Tampa Bay have clinched playoff spots. Florida, the Panthers held a pro wrestling night, ladies and gentlemen. Brother Love was in attendance.
Oh, yeah.
He's dead. Oh,
sorry.
A lot of pro wrestlers live in Florida because no taxes.
Wait, so
I've
Brother
seen that
Love was there,
movie,
but not Mick Foley.
No.
Oh, no, that was Dude Love.
It was Dude Love. Let me see.
Wasn't Tropic Thunder the movie that or no? What was the movie that Hulk Hogan was in?
Mr. Bomb? Oh no, Suburban Commando.
You're thinking of the TV show Thunder in Paradise.
Yes, that's it.
Are you sure it wasn't Suburban Commando?
That was a movie he did.
Is that when you just don't wear underwear?
Kind of. By the way, they had this on. They had Pro Wrestling Day on St. Patrick's Day. That was weird. So
did they have Hornswoggle?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, seems like a missed opportunity.
Bruce Pritchard, who was Brother Love, was there. He did a live podcast because he's a wrestling guy. Pat Patterson was there. Had a good time. Had my all.
He's still kicking.
And yeah, they did a live podcast from that you can download. So a whole lot of fun stuff there. There was local wrestling to be had. Yeah. So there's that. Good for them, I guess. I don't know. It's very weird. Very weird situation. But again, wrestling, hockey coming together as one.
Wrestling.
UND, like I said earlier, they lost out. They are no longer playing, and that means a little bit of the exodus begins. Christian Wolanin, offensive defenseman, the first defenseman to lead UND in scoring since 1983. He has been signed by the Ottawa Senators, who held his draft rights. He gives up his senior eligibility. He is going pro. Should join the Senators later this week. So good for Wooly. Good guy. Holy crap, that guy's a great guy. Always stood up. Always a good interview. And his dad his dad, Stanley Cup champion, spoke very highly of his dad when I talked to him earlier in the year. So yeah, good for him. Shane Gersich, a Caps prospect, is not given one way or another. So, all honesty, I think he deserves another year at UND. He had a pretty crappy first half of the year, turning on second half of the year, but one more year would do him well. So yeah, now we get to the finals. The Frozen Four is the championship game, April 7th. So playoffs this weekend. The Sioux Falls. I don't know where the other ones are. I know it's Sioux Falls because that's the one UND would have played at if they had gotten in. Sioux Falls, Allentown, Pennsylvania, Worcester, Mass, and Bridgeport, Connecticut will be the homes of it. Number 1 overall seed, your St. Cloud Huskies. St. Cloud State, number 1 in the nation. I know the guys there are really amped up about that. Now it's time to come home. The 2nd overall seed, Notre Dame. 3rd overall seed, Cornell. You may have heard about it. And the Ohio State, 4th seed overall. In the West Division, St. Cloud State will take on Air Force in a first-round matchup, while Minnesota State Mankato will take on Minnesota Duluth. There's a possibility that no Minnesota teams will play in the Frozen Four if Air Force just runs the table in the West.
So, okay. Now continue. Okay. So the top 4 seeds are none of which are from New England. Did I hear that correctly? Or is that just the 4 seeds in the West?
That's the 4 overall seeds.
The
top.
There's only 4 seeds. Yeah, there's only 4 top seeds.
Yeah.
Well, I wasn't sure if there was a Western and an Eastern.
Nope. There's only 16 teams that get in. I gave you the top 4 because they're the number 1 seeds in each division. I didn't explain that, so that's my B.
So not East and West then? It's just the top 16 teams that get into the tournament?
It's West, Midwest, Northeast, and East.
And wait, it seems to work pretty well for them, right?
Kind of interesting.
Teams
pairwise.
The pairwise is what did it, because that's how UND got screwed out, and that's how Minnesota, the Golden Gophers lost to Minnesota Duluth because of a victory by, I think it was Princeton. Minnesota missed out on the tournament. Duluth got their spot by 0.0001 percentage points.
That's delightful.
Is it? So in the Midwest, Ohio State, the top seed there, they'll take on Princeton, while the Denver Pioneers, the defending champions, are going to take on Penn State in Allentown. The number 1 seed in the Northeast, Cornell, will take on Boston University, while Michigan will take on Northeastern. And in the Bridgeport, Connecticut bracket, the East bracket, Notre Dame, number 1 seed there, will take on Michigan Tech, and Providence will take on Clarkson. So there you go, kids. Games start tomorrow. No, Friday. Friday afternoon at, what's the first game? It's 3 o'clock.
And they're on ESPN, right?
Yep, 3 o'clock ESPN2 will have Notre Dame, Michigan Tech. 4 o'clock St. Cloud State and Air Force will be on ESPNU. And
I can't wait until Greg gets to color it out to NCAA Frozen 4 game.
Is he doing it? Because I know he said he was going to do ECHL.
Oh, really?
Yeah, him and Dave Lozo.
Joking.
The Wheeling Nailers have offered him and Dave Lozo the chance to do play-by-play in color for one of their games.
Oh God.
So yeah, the Friday games will be the 2 in the West Division and the 2 in the East Division. Will be there, and then Saturday will be the other 2 divisions, and then Saturday for the West Division will be the final. We'll have it by Saturday. We'll have at least 2 teams in the Frozen Four. Got it. Good. And then Sunday will be the other one, and then they take a week off, and then they're in St. Paul down the road. Allegedly, because UND's not in it, South Dakota, their ticket sales took a huge shit. Kind of like last year when UND lost in the first round. The final of the division, the regional, was just complete garbage because UND wasn't there, and no, you could buy tickets for $5 at the door. Scalpers were just giving tickets away. It was hilarious because they got press. You know, what can I say? Well, big man. All right, everyone's done with the college hockey.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for the 200-point swing.
We all are. We all are. We're waiting on this man too. He's here. Lyle Richardson. Hi, Lyle.
Good evening, gentlemen.
Lyle, how would you fix the playoffs?
How would I fix the playoffs?
How do you fix the playoffs, Lyle?
Everyone
wants to fix the play.
Do they need to be fixed?
Everyone said Mark says they're bullshit. I just want to say it's fine, but I want a little chaos. Johnny's here for the chaos.
I'm here for the chaos.
Do they need fix? First off, do they need fixing, Lyle?
Do they need? No. I don't think they do. Your playoffs got to mean something, man. It's got to mean something. Right now, it's 16, out of 31 teams make it in. Soon we'll have 32 teams, but it's still 16, so half get in, half don't. I think it's fine. But being said...
More or less the format. Does the format need changing, I guess, is our question.
No. Why should it? My preference, I would like to see the first round be, the first couple of rounds anyway, be like a best out of 5, and then have the conference finals and your Stanley Cup final being best of 7. But that's not me. See, I'm not the league. So the league is all about the money. It's all about the Benjamins, and not the button type. So that's why we have 4 rounds, best of 7. But does it need to be tinkered with? No. Will it in 5 years' time? Oh, hell to the yeah. That's going to happen because. You're going to want to see that temptation to bring in more playoff revenue for more teams to get at least a taste of that revenue, whether it's been a 1-game play down, if you expand it to 20 teams and say you have like some of the lower seeds play either a 1-game playoff or a best of 3 series. And then after that, you go to your 16-team 4-round best of 7 series. Yeah, sure. Fine. But it's going to happen, and it's going to happen in 5 years.
48-team playoff.
Pardon me?
48 teams playoff.
Well, the 32-team league, yes. I mean, granted, it's not as bad as it was. Like I said, again, me being so old, I remember when it was a 21-team league and 16 teams got in, which, in other words, it was the playing the regular season back then was the equivalent of burning down the house to get the flies out of the living room. Now, I mean, I like the format the way it is now with a 31-team, soon-to-be 32-team league, even with a 30-team league. 16, I mean, that's okay, a little over half get in, but that's fine. At least the regular season means something. If you start expanding that 24 out of 32 teams again, why the hell are these guys killing themselves over an 82-game schedule stretched out from early October into early December, where the living snot's been pounded out of them, and now we got to ratchet it up for 2 months of intense playoff action? No, it doesn't need to be changed. But I think you'll probably like you said, sort of like maybe like the old kind of like a little Major League Baseball wild card playoff thingy. Maybe different, expanding the wild card teams so that the number of wild card teams so that they can play best, like a 1-game playoff or a best 2 out of 3.
That's it. There's going to be 4 wild cards.
Yeah.
And the 2 teams play each other in 1-game playoffs, and then the playoffs start.
And then the playoffs start.
The idea I had, Lyle, and Johnny added to this.
Mm-hmm.
College, we do the pairwise rankings. We do strength of schedule. We do RPI. We do get 1 to 16. Doesn't matter what conference or division you're in.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have the Penguins rooting on the Kings to beat the Sharks because that'll give the Penguins a better strength of schedule. Like the math nerds would love it.
Mm-hmm.
I would hate it, but I would love the chaos. And then Johnny threw in the caveat: have the divisions have like a conference, like the NCAA basketball teams have a conference playoff, and then the winners of those conference playoffs get automatic bids, and then you have 12 spots for the other ones. And then the math happens. There's a selection Sunday show. We have a committee.
Oh, yeah.
People are interested in hockey just beyond their bubble of their division.
Mm-hmm.
I think that it will expand the game. It will put the NHL Network to work because God knows I don't get jack shit from there. So I think that's good. Mark, what was yours again? You said we pull 1 to 16.
Yeah, 1 to 16 best teams from both conferences.
Straight up, like the old school ways. Which I don't have a problem with either. I like the 1-16 too.
Yeah. Oh, me too.
And if there's let's say that the primary tiebreaker is regulation wins. If there's a tie, then they play a game and a play-in game, like just like
playing game.
A play-in game. Yeah.
And then you get Randy Johnson.
Playoffs. We're talking play-ins. Yeah. But I mean, well, your idea. I like your idea, Scotty. I like the way you think. I always do. Apart from we won't. What happens in Minnesota stays in Minnesota. But anyway,
I'm just saying. I thought Dale Hunter broke the plane.
He was off the bench a little early. If you
yes, he was, sir. Yes, he was, sir. But
there were too many men in the bathroom.
too many men
in the one-man stall.
Too many men in the one-man stall. Yeah, exactly.
Which stall was that? Was that Mark?
Eric, actually.
It was Jared.
He was very accommodating.
It was Jared.
That's why he went. That's why he went back to. That's why he signed with Minnesota. That magical weekend. But anyway, what were we talking about again? Memories. Yeah.
RPI and the.
Yeah. No, I mean, I love the idea that you're throwing down. And listen, Bettman comes from basketball, so you would think that he'd be keen to that. But listen, this is the NHL. We know they'll find a perfectly good system and then proceed to fuck it up royally.
Oh, yeah.
So that all it'll do is piss people off. Oh, they'll go with the analytical angle that you talked about, which, as you said, while you might not like it to a certain degree, you love the chaos part of it. See, you don't mind analytics when there's chaos involved. When the outcome is chaos, you don't mind analytics.
That's true.
You're very much a chaos theory guy that way, Scotty.
It's very true.
And the fact that I won't. Not only will I not be happy, other people won't be happy either, and that brings me joy.
And that exactly. You being of the you're living your life by the credo misery loves company.
Exactly.
So yeah. But you'd see the NHL would seize on the analytics part of it and would take all the chaos out of it, thus draining it of its fun factor. And really pissing you off.
I see. The third tiebreaker is actually total hits.
No. Even worse, Johnny. Like, I like what you're thinking. No. It'll be based on puck touches.
Oh, there we go.
Touches, because we got to get drilled real down deep into the analytic part that we really don't like. Puck touches.
But then if that's still tied, best of 11, rock paper scissors.
There you are.
There you are. Great ties.
Yeah, absolutely. But listen, I think we can all agree, regardless of whatever system comes in. I think we can all agree that there'll be a playoff format change within 5 years. Right after, they'll probably introduce it the same year that Seattle gets introduced into the league.
I think so. That makes a.
I can see it for 2020-21. I can see that happening. I can see that happening. Oh yeah. Well, to be fair, it's been 37, 38 years since the last time the NHL did a significant format change to the playoffs. So, we can't very well sit down and complain, they're changing it too much. But, I mean, they did little tweaks with, the seating thing and everything like that. But that wasn't, a significant change where we're talking play-ins or, a one-game play-in or a best-of-3 series among lower seeds based on analytic, So, but again, they'll introduce something, but of course, when they do, I think we'll all approach it with our usual healthy skepticism because we know they'll find a way to screw it up.
Oh no! I just had a thought.
This doesn't sound good. What, Johnny? just put it out there, brother.
So what's going to occur is that they're going to add an extra 2 teams to the wild card. However, the wild card teams aren't going to play each other. It's going to be a best of 7 esports to figure out which team makes it into the playoffs.
We'll get it quicker. No, it's not even going to be best of 7. Best of 7 simulation.
Yes.
And they simulate it.
Yes.
Well, no, by that point, every team will have their own salaried, sponsored esports player.
That's true.
So they've got to be prepared to get their real team in the playoffs.
Yep.
That's where it's going to end up. There's going to be something tied to some sort of random ass NHL 2020 game.
Oh, sure. By the way, can we stop the bullshit that ESPN3 is an actual living, breathing channel when it's just the internet? Anyway, sorry, I'm looking at
Is that really what it is? I mean, we don't get ESPN up here. So.
ESPN 3 is basically they say
it used to be ESPN 360.
Yeah, they have different streams on ESPN 3 that you can watch from.
But that doesn't make it a channel.
No, it's internet only too. So that's the thing.
Call it ESPN for internet. See, there you go.
ESPN, or make the E little, and then
there you go. ESPN.
Yeah, he doesn't stand for anything anyway, so you might.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Not anymore. Now it's just fun just to hear Wyshynski, sign off by saying, "I'm Greg Wyshynski, ESPN."
Of course, it gets more egregious each time he does it.
Each time he does it, especially on Puck Soup. Each time, yeah.
But yeah, I was looking at the NCAA brackets. Lyle, boy howdy, these brackets are tuning up. And gentlemen, if we can get to the pick 'em right away.
Sure.
Yeah.
Let's do this thing.
Last week could be because this is the last week we have because we always skip the week that they have the bye week and then we pick our Frozen Four teams, but we don't have anything going. I took a big step into being the last one pick as my Owen Sound Attack put up a 25 spot.
Whoa!
A week.
That's like my entire year's worth of goals.
Gee, who were they playing? Pee-wee teams?
2 games of 9 goals.
Jeez!
And then 1 game of 7.
Wow! Oh my lord! The OHL ain't what it used to be. Good lord!
Mark and Lyle tied at 12. Johnny had 8 for the season.
Here we go
to our last week of regular picks.
Oh no!
I'm at 197, Johnny at 193, Lyle at 180, and Mark at 153.
Oh,
wow. Scotty made the big surge.
Scotty's going to go for not. I'm going to have a 50-50 shot maybe then at screwing everything up.
There you go.
Your best laid plans.
Damn it.
The AHL.
I only win when I don't pick teams.
The AHL.
Which, by the way, announced today, the AHL in all their glory. That Mascot Madness is back, everybody.
Good lord.
Don't say. They're doing brackets of which mascot's the best. I think. I have no idea. They're not letting me look at it on. Oh, God. Indigestion. Oh, God. I'm dying.
Hudson makes the same noises. True.
Oh, man.
They're in the semifinals. You can vote for your favorite mascot up to 10 times a day. The mascot right now, Tux of the Wilkes-Barre Scranton Penguins against Colonel Claude of the Bakersfield Condors. Sonar of the Hartford Wolfpack, Melvin of the Lehigh Valley Phantoms, and Crunchman of the Syracuse Crunch. They're the final 5. You get to pick one. You can pick 10 per day, 10 times a day. So
Crunchman.
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 All right. So we got ourselves. We got
a lot of things.
Crunchman going down. Johnny.
Yeah.
Step up, brother.
Up to the plate.
So I'm gonna have to. This will probably be the last one.
Go with the obvious.
I can make this work. So
go with the obvious.
You can't.
This time is going to be the Rochester Americans.
Oh.
They are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 on both sides. 4, 5, 6, 7, 9. Rochester Americans.
Yep.
9 characters.
Yep. Good job.
Yeah, Texas Stars is there too, but that's easy.
Mm.
You don't have to count very much. And I think I've used them the last like 14 times we've done the AHL.
Mark.
Let's see. Since it's the last one, I'm gonna change it up, obviously, and do something different.
What?
I know. I don't really even remember. Yeah, why not? I mean, I like this guy anyway. I'm assuming that he's a good coach. Who knows? I'm gonna go with the relative. This is one of the they play in the arena.
Payoff is not going to be that great
of Alexander Graham and Albert and Le'Veon. They play the Laval Rocket in place bell because it's the bell. I mean, Albert Bell. It's Albert Bell.
You tried.
Well, that's oof.
Laval Bell. Kristen Bell.
Lyle, please save us.
Okay.
What about Tinker Bell?
Sorry.
That would have been fine.
Yeah, very long walk to get to that one there, Mark.
Yeah, I know.
Isn't that just French for the bell?
It is. It is. Of course, as always, sticking with my wrestling theme. So I'm going to go with the Hartford NWO Wolfpack.
Good one. Don't turn your back on the
Because they're
Wolfpack.
just too sweet.
I don't want to pick this year, so fuck it. I'm going with the Lehigh Valley Phantoms. They have the most goals in the league. They've won 8 of their last 10. They're up by 11 points on the Wilkes-Barre Scranton Penguins for second place. I don't want to pick this year. So I'm trying to beat Johnny. Now watch him tank it for me. I have to pick like second because Lyle's Wolfpack will put up like 62.
Yeah, 62 points. Yeah.
All right. Since Mark's here, we got to do with this. Hey, Lyle.
Yo.
So Ilya Kovalchuk's going to come back. How many couches should we get ready?
Oh man.
Oh boy. Big comfy couch. Get a big comfy couch ready.
I mean, the question really is if Chris Chelios is going to be involved in this deal at all, then is it like a buttered toast situation tied to a cat? Because how many couches could you really have if Chris Chelios keeps throwing them out windows?
Oh God! And since we all know that cats land on their feet, and butter toast always lands butter side down when you drop it. What would happen if you tied, of course, a piece of butter toast to the back of a cat and threw it out of a window?
Or Ilya Kovalchuk tied to a couch with Chris Chelios in the same room.
Exactly.
Would the couch keep coming back? I don't know.
Yeah, I think so. But yeah, he wants to come back. And believe it or not, teams will pursue him. He's 35, but can still score goals. Yes, and the Great American Hero theme song, which is
ironic.
Yes.
He's not. George not home.
So is the third coming of Alexander Radulov?
Oh, please don't be disgusting. The third coming. No.
Is the fact that Yager was able to do it and Radulov has now proven that he can do it, is that sort of helping his value, Ilya Kovalchuk's value?
Well, that and the fact that he still put up good numbers as well in the cage. Granted, it's a KHL, so we should all temper our expectations somewhat. But hey, as I said, he's scored 400 goals in the NHL. He's at 35. He's still well conditioned. I think if you're willing to take a chance on him on a 2-year deal, so he'll probably seek 3 and probably $6 million a pop. In which case, people go, no. But if he's willing to keep it realistic.
Vegas, baby.
I think teams don't. Yeah. Hey, Vegas actually did come up as one of the teams that perhaps could be a destination for him. New York Rangers have been mentioned as well, because of course they're a team that yes, they're going to be turning over the roster to a lot of young talent, but they don't want those kids to have to carry all the burden of heightened expectations. So you bring in a transitional veteran for a couple of years. There's also talk that they might even bring Rick Nash back as well, just to be in that kind of role too. But yeah, so you got the Rangers, and one team we won't be joining for sure will be, of course, the New Jersey Devils. That ship sailed last year.
Does he have to go through the Devils, though?
No. He's a complete unrestricted free agent as of July 1st. Yeah, last year it had to be, he had to rejoin the Devils because he was still in the final year of the contract, and if he then, if they could work out a trade, then that's what they would have done. They could have traded his rights, but nobody's willing to do that at the time. I can't say I blame him, but yeah, he's gone and gotten his playing Russia thing out of his system, and of course now he won Olympic gold against weak opposition. Oh no, sorry, no asterisk goes beside that. I forgot. So he got his Olympic gold, and now he's willing to come back to the NHL. And listen, hey, I think he'd be a good addition for teams that need scoring. And Marty Brodeur speaks highly of him. Said he's one of the best teammates he ever had. That he was very much a team player, a good guy. Nobody took it recently track thing to Russia. Everybody understood it. It wasn't that he didn't want to play for New Jersey or wasn't happy with the Devils. So, I think he's got that going for him. There'll be teams that'll be interested in him this summer. For sure. He'll end up with somebody. Maybe he'll get a 1-year bonus-laden deal, or perhaps he'll get 2 years at $5.5 million per season. Yeah.
Get your couches ready, folks, is all I'm saying. Get your couches ready.
Because soon we'll be picking. Yeah, where will he go?
Like your college park after an NCAA tournament.
Mm-hmm. Oh, boy. So there we go. We got that out of the way. Lyle, I wrote about this today.
Mm-hmm.
The Carolina Hurricanes GM position has turned into a tire fire because no one wants it. No one wants it.
Well, when you're only offering $400,000 a year for the job, gee, I wonder why nobody wants it. That was insulting. When I heard that, I thought, "Oh, come on, Kipper, you're making up stories here. Come on, brother, really?"
Scotty, throw your hat in the ring.
There you go. Well. Oh, hell, I'll do it for $400,000 a year. Damn straight.
Yeah, Jesus, I'll move to Carolina.
Yeah. Hell, barbecue. Damn. Howdy. No, sorry, that's Texas. Sorry, Carolinians. Sorry about that. But yeah, I'll do that. It's like, okay, I'm going to keep all the other staff, except this time I'm willing to make a player-for-player swap. You guys give me recommendations. Go.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and I'd be bringing you guys down with me too. It'd be our plan of subterfuge to stock up the Washington Capitals with depth that'll help them win the Stanley Cup. But there you go.
Sebastian Aho for Vinik Vanacek. Done.
Yes, that's a great plan. Capitals fans don't like Braden Holtby. Oh,
Jeff Skinner for Books Our Pick. Done.
No. Noah Hannafin for Brooks Orpik.
He's got a concussion. I don't trust him anymore.
Oh, a little bit. Come on, Scotty. This is the NHL. Everybody said their bell rung. No. Come on, son.
You're right. The Brian Pothier move was great for the Caps. Anyway. Tom Fitzgerald, Mike Fuda, and Paul Fenton all say thanks. But I'm making that much as an assistant GM. So
and so now they've got to take their search underground. In other words, they're turning around and going, you're gonna have to rethink this, Mr. Dundon. They want more than $400,000 a year.
Yeah, I think Tommy Double D is a little bit in and over his head when he's coming to this.
Well, he's got Don Waddell as his acting. Oh my God!
Oh baby!
Oh,
they're moving to Canada.
Oh yeah, that's it. They're moving to Canada. That's it. Oh, but they got an arena lease till 2024. No. Don Waddell is their GM right now. They're moving to Quebec City. That's it. It's done. It's over.
Thomas Dundon is also going to name his ownership group Carolina Spirit.
The Spirit Squad.
Oh, boy.
Here we go.
Here it is.
Oh, God.
But at what point do they say, LOL, just kidding, Ron Francis is our GM again?
Well, not right away, but I definitely think it's going to be a little bit of a revisitation and going, okay, let's if we want to, properly have somebody manage this team, maybe we need to, because I dare say that's all it is. If what Kiprasov would say, Kiprasov too, Jesus, I mean, even he was breaking this news way over in Finland where he's been fishing for the last 7 years. But yeah, even if what Kiprios was saying is if that's the main reason, was they just not offering enough money, I think they'll find that there'll be people a lot more willing to come there if they're willing to pay a decent salary. Somebody needs to just take Tommy Dundon aside and go, that's not how we do things here, son. That's not how we do things.
So we'll see. I mean, I don't know. It seems like, and I mean, let's be honest, in this old school situation, you're not going to, it seems that he is very much in the model of wanting to be like Mark Cuban, his good friend.
Yeah.
So
that
I wonder
might work, in the NBA. It's not
exactly
going to work in the NHL.
I can't tell you,
most
like,
conservative leagues in the world.
I couldn't tell you like 6 or 7. I can only tell you maybe one GM in the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
And even then, that's kind of LeBron James of the Cleveland Cavaliers. That's the only one I know. and then everything else. Like I don't even know if the Washington.
Who's the real? What's the name of the real GM? I don't know. It's
LeBron James.
Mm.
That's Washington Wizards. Who's the Washington Wizards GM?
It was Michael Jordan for a time, wasn't it?
He was the owner, Lyle.
No. Yeah, the owner. Yeah, he wasn't general manager at all.
Ernie Grunfeld. Something called an Ernie Grunfeld.
Mm-hmm. That's right up there with from the Mark Sherman cardboard cutout GM.
Right?
House of GM.
I bet you Greg Sherman could probably take this job.
You want a Greg Sherman? Come on down to Greg Sherman's house of cardboard cutout GMs. We have them for all teams in all leagues.
Maybe that's the haha fuck you this week. Name an NBA GM.
Oh God.
No, sorry. I tap immediately. No,
you don't know Masai Ujiri? That's actually the one I do know. Brian Colangelo is the GM of the Sixers. Got that going.
I stopped seriously following basketball after Larry Bird and Magic Johnson retired and Isaiah Thomas retired. That was my era.
Mark, aren't you right?
The 80s
Larry Bird,
GM.
I think Larry Bird is.
He is not a GM anymore,
GM, right? What?
He stepped down in Indiana. He was the Indiana GM.
Is it Dale Earnhardt Jr.?
No. Pat Riley is the Miami Heat's GM.
Oh
my God, he's still a general manager?
Yeah, since 2003. And Vlade Divac is the general manager of San Antonio or the Sacramento Kings.
Vlade Divac.
Yeah, Vlade Divac, everybody.
Vlade Divac.
Is Arvydas Sabonis anywhere? I feel like he should GM something.
I think he might be dead.
No.
No, that's just.
He's not your Arvydas. He's not my Vetus. He's Arvydas.
Nope, Arvydas Sabonis is still alive. I apologize.
Well, way to bring that down.
Well, hey, I brought him back. I'm like, Jesus. Where is he at these days? Oh, he's somewhere.
He's coaching the Latvian national team.
He retired in 2005. Arvydas Sabonis lasted that long. By the way, the San Antonio Spurs GM, something called an R.C. Buford, which I don't think is a real name.
That's not a real name.
No, I had one of those when I was a kid. The names kept dying too fast, though.
R.C. Buford, wasn't he the sheriff in Dukes of Hazzard? I'm pretty sure that.
I was gonna combine both ideas. It's the RC version of a ripoff version of the Dukes of Hazzard car.
Let's go, old boy.
Yeah, no. Apparently, he was there in 2002. I don't believe he's a real person.
No.
There's no pictures of him. Oh, he is a real person. He was arrested and charged with driving while intoxicated after crashing into a fence.
That doesn't mean he's a real person.
Of course he was, because what's his name again?
R.C. Buford.
There you go. With a name like R.C. Buford, of course you're going to be caught DWI.
Mark brings up a valid point. Doesn't mean he's a real person. It could be a cardboard cutout.
He is. He absolutely is.
True story.
Yeah, the person driving the RC car crashed it into a fence.
There you go. Love it. Mark, what time do you have, Mark?
I got 2 more minutes.
2 more minutes.
Get on the clock.
2-minute warning. Hey, Mark, when are we going to schedule the extra show? Figure it out and give us a vox. The people are yearning for it.
What's the
the natives are restless.
The topic is our cold call, the summer of cold calls.
Oh man. You think I remember anything about that?
I remember you had. I think we found out that you still had your AIM messenger on one of Sean's computers.
Oh man, I would have. Yeah, we probably did.
Yeah. Still looking for those documents. So.
All right. Well, maybe. Yeah. Okay. We'll think about it. Cold calling.
The summer where we just decided to run a company and try to get more money. Well,
this is different than the summer of cold cuts. Remember
right. That was actually the time where we had a cold cut cookout, cold cut tailgate outside the MSJ parking lot, and then Chip Armstrong came by, asked us if we were at school, and then we asked him we asked him if he wanted a sandwich. He thought for a minute and said no, and then dejectedly walked into the gym.
The first search for more money. Okay.
Yeah, the Chip Armstrong, valiantly known for everyone yelling at a freshman while holding a sub sandwich near his mouth while pointing at the kid. It's a lasting image for for most of us who were there.
Catholic school.
Essentially, this has been an MSJ memory show, and it all started with a bully, and it'll end with a bully, I'm sure. Wow, I didn't put the segment 8 in here. How did we ever know we're going to end the show? All right, Mark. Do you have any idea? Mark, do you have any quick thoughts on transparency in the voting?
No.
All right.
No. Voting for awards?
Yeah.
Yes.
I think that they need to stop like going to different segments of the hockey world for each award. Don't say that Norris Trophy is decided by the AP and then some other trophy is decided by the player. Like, I get that there's a player's MVP and then a media MVP, but stop telling me that the Norris Trophy is just voted on by like some subset of the hockey media versus some other subset of the GMs versus, isn't that how it's done? Or am I making that up?
No,
Well, some of the awards are some are selected by the general manager, some are selected by the Professional Hockey Writers Association. Of course, as you said, the Lindsay Trophy, that's the Players MVP award. So
right,
you know.
I understand why the Players MVP award is different than the Hart Trophy. I understand that, but make the other trophies like no other sport decides. Like, lets different segments of the media or the front office people decide on positional achievements in the way that hockey does. I think that that would be a great way to be more transparent, is to just let everybody vote on everything. It's not like there's any shortage of ways to crunch data these days. It's not like they can't just like have everyone vote online or something and then crunch the numbers later. I don't understand why some small subset of things needs to vote on different positional achievements. Just make them all together. Put it all on one big ballot. That's what I say.
That's a good one. I like that.
If you want the writers to be a part of it, then I mean, I would choose not to do that. I would make it so that only the front office people can vote on players, because they're the ones that really know what they're talking about. No offense, Lyle. I don't think you were ever part of the Writers Association to be able to vote on anything anyway.
Nope.
But I mean, even if you were, people are biased.
No, who you think?
The front office people at least evaluate talent relatively objectively, but writers, I feel like, absolutely do not.
So would you want just general managers to be part of the voting, or would you want general managers and pro scouts
absolutely
to be part in that?
Scouts as well. So I feel like the general manager should be able to pick like some subset of their scouting department to be able to also have votes. And then let's tally it up to something that equals 101, so that you know, there's, well, not that there would be a tie anyway, probably, but I like odd numbers because there's less of a chance for a tie if there's an odd number. Yeah. I just made that up too. I don't even know if that's true. But yeah, so some odd number of eligible voters, and then they vote across the board for all the awards. Same people.
The one thing I like about them revealing, showing the transparency, showing who, is, it shows who voted for who, and that might create give us at least a couple of weeks of stuff to argue about and point and laugh at on Twitter.
I mean, I would take this another step. I'd have everybody voting on the floor, like the draft floor, and allow fans in, and each person voting has to walk up to a podium with a transparency, with it handwritten who they're voting for, and the fans get to boo them and tackle them and whatever they want to.
I can't believe you voted for him.
And we make this into a spectator sport and sell tickets.
There you go.
Yeah,
I love it. Put it NHL Network to work.
Yeah, and as a sub thing, we can then include if we should change with the meaning of the most valuable players, because apparently that's a thing, which our buddy Greg Wyshynski is getting very, very heated about, and he does have a point to a degree. I mean, how do you turn around and tell players like Taylor Hall, Anze Kopitar, and Nathan McKinnon, sorry, we know you carried your team to the playoff, but we're going to vote for Connor McDavid anyway, just cause, even though his team didn't make the playoffs. I think. Now I'm kind of paraphrasing him a bit, but I think he's made a good point. But
and we're going to get into that topic in a bit, but we say goodbye to Mark. Bye, Mark.
Yes,
hey, Mark.
Fellas, enjoy. I will speak with you guys next week, and then we can discuss our cold calling summer.
Summer cold
another week.
Delicious.
All right. Thanks, buddy. We'll see you next week.
Take care, Mark.
Yeah.
There he goes. There he goes. Mark. All right. So MVP. Who you got?
Who do I got?
Who you got?
Well, I got to tell you, it's because it's been an interesting year. It's been close. You know, at there was a point a couple of months back where I would have said Mark Scheifele, the Winnipeg Jets. I've looked at Evgeny Malkin, the Penguins.
It's a wide open field, man.
It is. I mentioned Kopitar. He's another one, but my guy right now, I think Nathan MacKinnon. You know, he missed 8 games to a shoulder injury. And yet he is only 3 points behind Kucherov in the scoring race right now. And he has put that Avalanche team on his back. I'm not saying that they haven't improved any at all, but let's face it, they are a different team when he's in the lineup. It's very apparent, and he has powered them. Like, yes, they've still got, I think, 8 or 9 games left in the schedule, but man, they are red hot, and they are looking like a playoff club. That's a team, if you're a top seed, you want to be leery of. You're going to face them in the first round. So I would say for the regular season right now, I would think Nathan MacKinnon's the guy. Nathan MacKinnon has finally emerged as the superstar that he was projected to be when he got picked in the draft. 4 years ago, 5 years ago now?
I think so, 4 years ago.
Yeah.
10 points in his last 5 games.
Mm-hmm.
The Avalanche are rolling. And this shows you that Connor McDavid isn't the chosen one like Sidney Crosby was, because if Sidney Crosby was on a team in this position and someone suggested somebody else, they would get shanked because it was all Sidney Crosby. Because I mean, I don't know, maybe that's just me, but I mean, it seems that everyone's trying to make Connor McDavid. Oh, he's this next miracle thing. Which, let's be honest, Connor McDavid's good. Let's not.
Oh, Connor McDavid's a great player,
and he's going to be great for years to come.
Exactly. He is the heir apparent to Crosby as the face of the league, as the league's franchise guy.
So let's not go ahead and make him the anointed one when there's others out there that are more than worthy.
And I mean,
if we're doing real definition of the team, it's the most valuable player to their team.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the award.
Yes, that's what it is. That is the definition. Now, that's where I know that some people are slipping in there and saying, well, yes, it's obvious that, Connor McDavid is the most valuable player to his team. And I'm not detracting from that because, yes, if you watched any Oiler games, which I am ashamed to, I can say that I have done. Sorry, Oilers fans, I know, cheap shot. But anyway, but yeah, it's very obvious. I mean, when Connor McDavid is on the ice, they are a different team, and when he's not on the ice, they look bloody horrible. And yes, I mean, look, he's battling in the he's in the top 5 scorers. If he gets on a hot run here, he'll win the scoring title. But winning the scoring title on a non-playoff team, especially one that's led for a lottery pick here, I don't think that's worthy of the Hart Trophy. I mean, if the Oilers were right there, if they were battling, right in there to playoffs, right to the last game of the season, and they wind up getting put out then, and if you wanted to nominate McDavid or make McDavid a finalist or vote for him as MVP, well, I could see it to that regard because, yes, he's the most valuable player to his team, and he almost got them in the playoffs. Like, that's kind of, I think, Mary Lemieux, when he got his first Hart Trophy, that's what happened with him that season. The Penguins just missed the playoffs. Just missed. And he was the scoring leader, I believe, that year by a wide margin. Anyway, but in this case, I don't think that's applicable to McDavid. Not for this season. Last season, he definitely earned it. He definitely earned it. I'm not saying that he's not an MVP, not worthwhile material. Lennon has played better, and he did in 8 games less, and he's carrying his team into the playoffs. Taylor Hall is another one who right now, the New Jersey Devils, in my opinion, would not be in a position to maybe clinch a playoff berth if he. Andrei Kopitar, where would the Kings be without him having regained his form and be back on top of his game this season? Would they be holding the playoff spot? I don't think so. Evgeny Malkin has just been outstanding. Now, if you took him out of the picture, yeah, I think the Penguins, obviously, with their depth of talent, would still be, a playoff club. But come on, there's no denying that, the Penguins' resurgence from the midseason doldrums they were in over the last 2 months coincides with Malkin just going on a tear. So, I'm sorry. Those guys, I think, are better candidates for the Hart Trophy this season and more valuable to their teams this season than Connor McDavid is to the Oilers this season. That's just my take on it.
Absolutely. Also, you could put up there the fact that, they got rid of Duchesne. Once they got rid of him, things started to happen.
Boy, you got to wonder, eh? Like, was McKinnon kind of deferring a bit in the pecking order, you think? Because Duchesne had been there several seasons, before, and he was kind of the established guy, right? For a while, and I think he kind of had a leadership role in there for a while. So, maybe maybe kind of deferred or something. I don't know.
Kind of weird.
It just all of a sudden seemed that after he was gone, it was like the switch flipped. But whatever it is, man, McKinnon is finally, this is his best season ever. So, and he's dragging it to the season since they moved from Quebec to Colorado over 20 years ago. This is a team that finished dead last in the standings. So, hey, I think it worked out very well. I mean, and even finishing dead last in the standings, how bad was their season last year? They couldn't win the draft lottery, for crying out loud. Jersey that won it. So, to come back from a horrible season like that, to drag this team, into a playoff contention, goddamn right, I think he's the man. I think he's the Hart. He's got to be the winner for the Hart this season. Put it this way: if Connor McDavid wins it, then I'm calling favoritism. I'm sorry, no.
You're calling shenanigans?
I'm calling shenanigans if that happens. Not saying that Connor McDavid is not a great player, and I'm not saying he's not the most valuable player to the Edmonton Oilers, but I just think that these other guys I mentioned are more valuable, and I think McKinnon tops that list. So,
getting something in my ear. I think the Oilers also have the first overall pick this coming draft.
Well, they had to win the draft lottery, but they're definitely in good contention.
No, I mean it. They just won it. That's what I'm hearing.
Oh, I'm sorry, Johnny. Yes, no, you're right. I'm sorry.
Yeah, they won it
because that's what they do.
Connor McDavid won the Hart, and the Oilers won the first overall pick in the draft. It's weird.
Odd. Funny how that happened. Yeah. But no shenanigans.
What
do you think, Scotty?
I'm on the McKinnon boat.
Mm-hmm.
I like what he's done a lot. It's hard. I don't think McDavid deserves to be it. I honestly don't.
Not this season.
No.
And we're not blaming him for the Oilers being crap. I mean, he's doing the best he can with what he's got, which ain't much.
No,
what he's got there to work with.
Numbers wise, you can say Malkin, of course, and he's a guy who obviously I think more than deserves it.
Mm-hmm.
Kopitar is a good thing just because of his numbers against everyone else on that team, how he's been able to produce this season.
And it's a hell of a comeback season for him too. Absolutely. I mean, after everybody was writing him off after last season's poor performance. So
I don't want to do it, but I almost want to say Claude Giroux too.
No, I think that's a fair assessment.
I think that with the fact that Philly was so down and out.
Oh man, yeah.
And now they're in the second wild card spot.
Yeah.
Like
first one. They're in the first one.
Right first, yeah.
But let's face it, they're also like basically neck and neck with Columbus for third in the Met. So
yeah, I mean it like the fact that he as a captain and quietly done it as well. I mean, and to an extent, you could probably throw Wayne Simmons in a dark horse role, not to be.
No, I know. I would go actually just to your point. I would go Sean Couturier as my. I think Giroux's a good choice too. I would not be upset to see him as a finalist. I think that would be well deserved.
Yeah.
But
I think McKinnon far and away, just because he's been able to produce like that on a team like that and missing 8 games like that.
Yeah.
So like his power play numbers are through the roof. His game-winning goal numbers are through the roof.
Yeah.
He's
tremendous chemistry with Mikko Rantanen too.
Yeah, like he's bringing Rantanen up in a big way.
Oh boy, yeah. I mean that kid, and I mean when McKinnon went down to injury, people thought, oh well, Rantanen's numbers would just fall right off. He wouldn't be anything with it. Well, he proved no, actually he's all that. You know,
I would buy the Taylor Hall thing a little bit more if Jersey was a little bit more solidified, but I don't know. I mean, I think there's too many people above Taylor Hall, and Taylor Hall kind of was a proven commodity to an extent, and really, you know. The Devils are all right, but I mean Keith Kincaid. The fact that he was able to backstop the way he's been able to backstop when Corey Schneider was out, and give him a little bit of a chance.
He's saving their bacon big time.
Yeah, so I mean, I can't do that. I mean, even with like Kucherov and Stamkos, there you can't. It's a push. They both eliminate each other.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah, I think I'm on Team McKinnon right now at this point in time. So.
Johnny?
I don't know.
Please say Ovechkin.
I don't know. I don't think I'm going to go Ovechkin, but I'm kind of thinking somebody Vegas Knightish. Like Fleury, like Marc-Andre Fleury or something might be a good pick.
That's an interesting choice.
That's a nice out of left.
That is actually no, but that is that's.
I like it a lot.
That is an interesting choice. Granted,
yes, this is a team of misfits, right? On a first year expansion, and they're making the playoffs.
Yeah,
like, I mean, that's 50 wins.
And you guys all made fun of me because I said they were going to have 24 home wins.
I know, and look at you. You got the last laugh, brother. But I mean, the only thing that would hold Fleury back on that though was because he missed what was it, 6 to 8 weeks with the concussion, and
that was goalie by committee.
But the Golden Knights kept winning. But but still, there's no question after he came back. I mean, they just because we were expecting them by midseason to fall to pieces, and they didn't. And the big reason why they didn't was because Fleury came back healthy.
Well, you kept expecting them to do things, and they didn't.
Yeah.
You know, like every time you're like, well, William Karlsson can't keep this up all year.
I know, right?
You know, like, they're not going to win these many games.
Derek Engelland is not going to get you 25 points as a defenseman. What dream planet are you on?
How did the writers fuck Gerard Gallant out of this one?
They won't.
To the year. Like, honestly,
if
you have to put him in.
If you don't, mate, well, come on. GM is going to also win the GM of the year. By the way, give that stop calling it GM of the year. Call it the Sam Pollock Award, for Christ's sake.
Okay.
I'll
let him know, Lyle.
Yeah, but seriously, the GM of the Year award, the only NHL award that isn't named after a league founder or a team owner or an ex-player, just GM of the Year, because we're bland like that.
Excuse me, the NHL Foundation Player Award. You're welcome.
Touche, sir. Touche. But George McPhee gets GM of the year. Gerard Gallant gets the Adams Trophy. If they don't, then it's just the fix is in.
Yeah.
Boo earns. So they're locks. And Pekka Rinne for the Vezina, running away now. He's got it. It's his.
Oh yeah,
it's his.
He's beauty. He's a beauty.
Oh man. Pretty good comeback story for him too. 35 after all that inconsistency last season too. Again, another player who we were starting to write off. And I say we, I mean the hockey world in general. Because he was pretty inconsistent throughout the regular season last year.
It's true.
And then he got his mojo going there in the playoffs, and he hasn't looked back since. So good for him. Seriously.
All right, guys, it's time for the game sensation that's sweeping the nation. Haha, fuck you. I have in my mind.
A very dangerous place to be.
It's very dangerous. Option 1, option 2.
Oh shit.
Johnny, option 1 or option 2?
Choose
Cornholio.
You can't
option
take counts.
1.
All right, Lyle, option 1 or option 2?
Option 2.
Since I think this would be more of a haha fuck you moment.
Uh-oh.
Oh Jesus, that's tough because they're both really fuck you. But I think you'll get more of option 1, so I'm picking option 2.
Ah!
Lyle, you're the big winner. Option 1.
Oh God.
One of the 4 stagnant awards the NHL has. I was going to ask you to name the winners of the NHL Plus Minus Award.
Oh Jesus!
That has not been given out since 2008.
Jeff Schultz.
Oddly enough, he has not won it.
Oh, I can't understand why.
He was plus 55 one year. Jesus Christ.
Yep, he did not win it. So what I'm going to do is that college hockey season is over for University of North Dakota.
I don't know anything about college hockey, so
I have a list of 250 around.
I don't either.
This looks like it's 250. There's a lot of names here
Uh-huh.
of University of North Dakota alumni
Oh.
who has gone on to play professional ice hockey.
I have no idea. I am so screwed. Because that's the name of the game. Ah, fuck you.
Fuck you. So I have a list here of players who went on to play pro.
Oh,
Your name,
Lord. Oh,
You-
Lord.
You
I
sir,
am
you
so
sir,
screwed.
from the University of North Dakota. Lyle, you have the honors.
Oh, gee, thanks.
You
You can do it, Lyle. You can do it.
Oh. Oh, man. Brian Bellows.
He is not. You're not the best either. Ha, fuck you. Johnny P.
Oh,
All right.
fuck, I am so screwed.
TJ Oshie.
TJ Oshie on the board.
Ugh.
3 years at University of North Dakota. Lyle, up to you.
Caps.
Mike Modano. No, he played anyway, doesn't matter. Mike Modano.
He played for Prince Albert, the Raiders.
Yeah.
So,
Fuck me.
Johnny P.
Taylor Chorney.
Taylor Chorney on the board, everybody.
Oh, man.
Johnny,
You were fucking kidding me. You were kidding me.
I told you there were two.
If it's Washington Capitals players, he knows them.
That's 2, Johnny. Lyle, you're up. University of North Dakota. They were called the Fighting Sioux at one point. They're now called the Fighting Hawks, and they
Do
look
they-
like a goddamn postage stamp.
Do they? Okay, see.
There are a ton of big name players, Lyle. I will
I'll
say
bet
that.
there are, and I don't know
Says
any
that
of them. I knew I should have
Right.
taken. I knew I should have gone with one. He would have thrown 2 at me anyway.
Yeah, I would have.
Oh fuck!
This is funner for me.
I know, because I'm not gonna get any of these, so I'm just gonna tap out right now. I'm not gonna get any of them.
Wow.
I'm done. I'm out.
Holy crap.
Sorry, I don't know any of them, so I'm out. I'm not
Johnny.
being a spoil sport. I'm just not gonna waste anybody's time. I don't know.
It's fun to waste all the people's time. They don't care. It's the last 10 minutes
Brock
of the show.
Besser.
Brock, my client, Brock Besser.
See, you guys know these guys. I don't.
I
told you, I don't know college hockey.
John Casey.
John Casey, good pull. Big pull for Johnny P. John Casey. On a run. Go, Johnny, go.
Run it up, brother.
I think that
last week it was me with the Devils and
Yes.
and Detroit in 1990. So go hard, man.
I know that he's not. I know that he's not an NHL star. I just love the guy's name. Grant Mismatch.
Grant Mismatch is currently. He's not an alumni, so sorry. Fuck you.
You screwed up.
I just like the name.
Anywhere else, John?
Yeah.
I think I'm good. I think I won.
I think
will-
you
I will,
comfortably have this one, sir.
The John
I will-
Casey one was a good pull, though.
John Casey.
That
was a great pull.
was.
I'll give you some names you may know. Dave Hackstall.
Yeah.
Nick Schmaltz of the Blackhawks. Drake Caggiula of the Oilers. Troy Stetcher of the Canucks. Tyson Jost.
Oh, yes.
Avalanche.
I forgot about him.
Murray Barron.
Mm.
Eddie the Eagle Belfour.
Oh, right. Of course.
Power play specialist Perry Berezin. The little engine that could, Jason Blake. Hot for one half of a season, Brandon Bochenski, Mr. Preseason.
Mr. Preseason. Mr. September.
Dave Christian. Mike Commodore. Everybody. Matt Fratton, Matt Green, Rocco Grimaldi.
Rocco Grimaldi. That's still the coolest names in hockey.
Dennis Hextall. The leader of the Hercus Circus, Tony Hercus. Tony Hercus.
The Hercus Circus.
Rick Zombo. Travis Zajac.
Oh.
Jonathan Taves. You might have heard of him.
Yes. Jonathan Taves. You're right. I have heard of him.
Doug Smale. Stanley Cup champion Carter Rowney. James Patrick. You might have heard of him as well. Zach Parise.
Never heard of him.
No.
Okay, I've heard of him. Yeah.
My other
of course
client,
I heard of him.
My other client, Brock Nelson.
No, that's just one of those manly men names. Brock Nelson.
Troy Murray.
Troy Murray. Yeah.
Everyone thought he would pan out and never did. Brian Lee of the Ottawa Senators.
All right. Yes.
And finally, the man with shin guards far too big for his legs, Craig Ludwig.
Craig Ludwig.
So there you go. Those are some of the notables.
Quite a lot of notables. Well, I've learned something today.
There you go. Also, to be of note, Zane McIntyre in the Penguin or the Bruins organization, he is there. Aaron Dell, also another one.
Oh yes, yeah.
Aaron Dell carried a team. God, there's a lot of them. There's a shit ton. There's more than I thought. In all honesty, like I'm looking at this list. I'm like, yeah, I know a lot of these names here from the NHL.
So well done, though, Johnny.
Good job, Johnny. You did.
Yes. Yep.
You done it, buddy.
You done it. Yes. Smoked him, my friend.
You guys want to go for plus minus award winners? I don't know. We got a couple minutes.
Okay. Nicholas Lidstrom.
Oh Jesus! I should have really done a control find. Hold on. Nope. No Lidstrom.
Oh.
Interesting, Johnny.
What?
Yeah, I know.
Inconceivable.
I'm just.
God.
He can't pick goalies. He's fucked.
We found his kryptonite.
That's true, actually.
That's why I got John Casey, the bastard.
I'm surprised he didn't get Eddie Belfour.
I didn't get Ed Belfour, but I got John Casey.
But you got John Casey in the deep dive, so that saved you.
Who would be random that would win this? What about Adam Foote?
Sorry.
Oh.
By the way, Jeff Schultz had a plus 50 2 years after the award was not given out.
Okay.
How long? By the way, how long was that award given out? How many years? Over what period of time?
From 82 to 2008. 82, 83 to 207, 08.
So plus or minus 12 years.
Okay. Guy Carbonneau.
Sorry.
Okay.
Lanny McDonald.
Fuck you.
Wayne Gretzky.
There it is. Wayne Gretzky, the highest winner at plus 100 in 1984-85.
Jesus.
There you go.
There
we go. I know, right? Yeah. Once you figure out, wait a minute. No. High scoring guys.
He won it 3 times.
The 3
Yeah,
times.
but 125 of his 215 points came on the power play.
Right? How amazing is that? Or short-handed.
What a useless award that was. I'm so glad they discontinued it.
Johnny?
What a stupid award.
I don't know. Mike Bossy.
I think that's after Mike Bossy's done. Well, no, Mike Bossy was.
It's in that,
he would have still been playing. Paul Coffey?
Fuck you. Nope. Nope.
Okay, so no defenseman then, really.
Let me see how many I can count up the defensemen probably on my one hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
8 defense, 9 defensemen
10
over how
defensemen,
many
sorry.
years?
10 defensemen from 82 to 08, so 25 years.
Oh
thereabouts.
Jesus, that's
10 defensemen. That's
horrible.
pretty good.
Johnny,
I kind of want to like revolt against this.
it's a revolt. It's a revolting topic. So go ahead.
Yeah.
Mario Lemieux.
There he is on the
There
board.
it is.
Mary Lemieux.
Oh God! Wow.
Jaromir Jagr.
Sorry.
Oh, ouch! That'll leave a mark.
Mhm.
Not
he
a Patanzo
he left
either.
a half hour
No,
ago.
I just said it. Not a Patanzo. See, I beat you to it. For once.
Zing.
No, you often.
I'm
Johnny?
gonna go with Shel Samuelson.
Sorry. Good guess. Good.
Ulf Samuelson.
Sorry.
He tricked me. He said Shel Samuelson. He's a good guess. Ooh.
Ooh, maybe.
Ooh. Maybe.
Kevin Hatcher.
No, sorry, not Kevin. Kevin Hatcher.
Damn it, Mark Howe.
There it is. Plus
As soon as you said Shel Samuelson and good guess, I was like, wait a minute.
85. Mark Howe.
They played together, so there you go. I'll take that hint. Thank
Mark Howe.
Mark
you. Yeah,
Howe.
Mark Howe. Johnny.
Any other Johnny? You gonna tap?
Luke Robitaille.
Fuck you. No, Luke Robitaille.
Brett Hall.
Fuck you. No, Brett. Old Brett.
Okay.
Scott Stevens.
There he is. He's back on the
Ooh,
board.
the big one.
1984, Scotty Stevens.
Scott Niedermeyer.
Fuck you. Nope.
Brian Rafalski.
Fuck you. No. Stop.
Chris
Rafalski.
Ferrari.
He's a goalie. No.
That's his default when he's run out of names.
Then he was a +2.
Joe Sakic.
Wait a minute. Wait for it. Yes, winner.
All right,
2000,
winner, chicken
2001.
dinner. There we go.
Wow.
Hmm.
Chris Chelios.
Oh, look at him. Put it on the ball.
Nicely done, Johnny.
102.
Yes, sir. Sergei Fedorov.
Nope.
Oh.
Fuck you.
Ooh.
Wow. Igor Larionov.
Fuck you. No.
Steve Yzerman.
Now we're just hitting teams that had one and naming everybody we can off of the team.
Fuck you. Nope.
Okay.
John Madden.
Boom. Fuck you. Nope. Johnny's just naming devils now.
Peter Forsberg.
There he is.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Yes,
2002,
on a board.
What about John McClane?
What about him?
He's too old for this shit. Nope.
Come to the coast. We'll have a few laughs. Yippee-ki-yay. Anyway, hang on now. Mike Modano.
Fuck you.
Okay.
Nope. By the way, fun fact: Bobby Orr, all-time leading plus/minus 124,
Yep.
shortly, slightly behind Larry Robinson, 120.
Yep.
Johnny.
The Fleury.
Nailed it. Theo Fleury, winner.
Oh,
Wow.
nice. Wow. I'm impressed.
1990-91 plus 48.
Wowzers. Okay. I don't have any names. I'm just enjoying that tune.
Oh, who doesn't?
Okay, no. Hang on. Okay, now we get into the aughts, and it's the dead puck era. Yada.
You guys really haven't gotten the late '80s at all.
Oh shit. Okay, Mark Messier.
Fuck you. There are some names in these late '90s.
I threw late '90s. Oh, I thought you said late '80s.
Late '80s. Yes, there's some names in those late '80s. Oh boy.
Are they names we'd recognize? Or?
Yeah, but you're like, why?
Not for reasons you'd expect.
Yeah, you're like, how?
Okay, no.
Dale Hunter.
Sorry, fuck you.
Bernie Nichols.
Sorry, fuck you. You're right.
Well, that would have been a name I would have been like, okay, why?
You're on the trail though.
Oh,
Mike Sillinger.
Sorry, he couldn't stay in one place to have it all registered properly.
Dave Taylor.
Sorry, again, you're.
Oh, I'm hitting all around it, aren't I? Shit.
Jake Taylor.
Close. He's got shitty knees. You could have called him for the better team, though.
They're still shitty.
Oh. I'm hitting all around this. Fuck. I'm trying to think now. Man, it's got Rob Blake. You're fucking with me now. Okay. Ooh.
Yannick Perel.
Huh?
Yannick Perel.
Close. He won face-offs. He won that plus-minus rating, but not plus-minus.
Daryl Sador.
Lyle, you are pretty much just hovering over it. You're just in that drop zone. You're not following through.
Oh shit!
You got the double 20. You're waiting for that third 20. You're missing it. You hit the one. You want the guy to say 180.
That's what I'm looking for. I can't get it.
You're just getting the 140, and that's fine.
Shit. Okay, Johnny. Johnny will get it. He'll get the steal.
Johnny to get it.
Johnny will get the steal here.
I want Johnny to get it so fucking bad.
See, Johnny's looking it up, so he's gonna get the steal.
Dave Taylor, Rob Blake.
Oh, I'm going to be so
that close.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't really know where we're going with this
Damn
one. Maybe Ray Bork.
Sorry, fuck you. No, not Ray Bork.
He's an LA King, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh shit! My brain locked up.
Oh no, Lyle's it within the hole.
Oh. Oh, come on. Oh, I know. I'm gonna know.
No one's trying to get us on the live chat. I closed it.
Okay. While I'm thinking, Johnny, go ahead. I'm not tapping. I just need more time. So Johnny, go.
Marty McSorley.
180.
If this microphone didn't cost me $100, I'd drop it.
Oh my god! I'm not angry. That's hysterical. Oh my god, that's funny. Well done, Johnny.
I mean, let's think about it. That makes total sense. Gretzky was scoring goals,
sure,
and McSorley was in the penalty box when the Kings got scored on. So
yeah.
He never got a minus, like ever.
That's a fair point.
Oh, wow! I can understand now why they've abandoned that. They should have abandoned that award the year after he won it. Man,
so there's that. The other defenseman who won the award because we got to get going.
Yeah.
Charlie Huddy was the first winner of the award.
I was gonna say him. I was trying to remember LA Kings.
He won this in Edmonton.
He was no Charlie Huff.
Well, if I had said Charlie Huddy, you would have had to give it to me anyway.
Of course, I would.
Still, but yeah,
it would have been the same era. It would have been close because all the Kings went to the defenseman. We said Mark Howell, Brad McCrimmon in 87-88.
Oh, rest in peace, Brad McCrimmon.
Paul Cavallini in 89-90.
Oh man. Yeah.
Mentioned McSorley, mentioned Stevens, Vladimir Konstantinov.
Oh, that would have been
went with wrong. I went with the wrong Russian. Damn it!
You did. Chris Pronger won it twice.
Mm.
We mentioned Chelios. Merrick Malik.
The only thing he's famous for is that first ever shootout goal with it between the legs, and
Wade Redden, and the only active player, or one of the only active players, Michael Roosevelt.
Wow.
The last winner of this, I got to go back to dates. Thomas Vanek is the other active winner, who played plus 47. Pavel Datsyuk, the last to ever win.
I should have thought of him. Yeah, should have thought of him.
Paul Eisebart also won this award, as did Joey Mullen. So.
I'm going to say we did pretty well on it, though.
Ron Francis, John Leclerc, also some names in there. And Patrick Elias. You did very well. Milan Hajduk and Marty St. Louis.
I'm surprised none of us even guessed Eric Lindros at the time, too. You would have thought he would have been.
Johnny was hitting all the other Devils. He didn't hit Elias. I was surprised at that.
Oh, wow. Nah, but he got the big winner, though. He got the big one there, though. Well, I think I got, I don't know, not that it matters. I think I got the most, but I think Johnny pulling Marty McSorley out of there like that's winner take all right there. So,
you know what, Lyle? I'm not going to lie to you. We're all winners.
Either that or he hit you over the head with a stick. One of the two.
Yeah, exactly. So, yes, it's all Johnny.
I was aiming for your shoulder.
Yeah.
In the way. All right, Lyle, it's been real. It's been fun.
It's been fun. Oh, God. Please, I beg you, though, no more college ones, man. Holy crap. Oh, boy.
Every week on this show.
What I'll do is I'll do college ones, but only Canadian colleges.
That doesn't help.
We'll do Canadian colleges.
Anybody, which is awesome.
What they call, by the way, the fact that they call it X Sports now, or U Sports.
U Sports.
Ugh.
I know.
Ugh.
I know.
U Sports, we sports.
Exactly.
They sports.
My God in heaven. Brian Engblom has one that was a plus-minus winner.
Good for him.
Brian Engblom, everybody.
Best hair, also.
Best
yes.
Hair. No, Ron Duguay takes that.
Oh, absolutely. Well, of course. That goes without saying.
All right, Lyle, we'll talk to you next week, buddy. Thank you.
Talk to you next week, guys. Take care.
There he goes. Lyle Richardson. SpectorsHockey.net, the sporting news, sportingnews.com, my NHL trade rumors.org. I don't know. A lot easier when it was these other places. They're easy to remember. Johnny, go ahead. Shout outs.
Well, I have to, when I get off the phone here, I'm going to have to call FedEx because they decided against delivering a package that was supposed to be here today. I'm assuming it's because of the impending snow that we got that I drove in just fine in my car. But yeah, so now I'm going to have to get my, I bought some new Adidas shoes.
Ooh.
So I'm going to have to send it to the FedEx store because I won't be able to leave them on my front porch.
Mm-hmm.
Sucks. I got the they're made of recycled plastic from the ocean.
Ooh. Yeah, fancy.
Pretty badass. Not gonna lie. I drank the last Coke, so I don't have any more Coke in the house. But I have some Mellow Yellow upstairs. So next week, good. Mellow Yellow.
Fantastic.
And yeah, I have a shout out to Haha Fuck You then.
Nice.
And I think I'm going to see the boys from Lefty and the Lowriders this weekend.
Excellent.
So shout out Lefty and the Lowriders.
Especially Lowriders. All right. Sounds good, buddy. I'm going to give a shout out to Shenanigans. I'm going to give a shout out to the Pairwise. I'm going to give a shout out to Bowlies. Give a shout out to you guys getting snow finally. Yeah, and shout out to Dead NHL Awards. We miss you. We hardly knew you. All right, that's it. That's all I got. Oh, and shout out to Damage Repair and insurance covering it. What? There we go. That's it. That's all. For Johnny P, Mark with the C, I'm Scotty Watts. Take care of yourself and someone else. It's been Face Off Hockey Show. FaceOffHockeyShow.com. Go to our Facebook page, FOHS Radio, or our Twitter, FaceOffHCKY Show, for more, or go to blogtalkradio.com/FaceOffHockeyShow to get our all audio fantasticness if you haven't already. Until next time, we'll talk to you soon. Peace.
mama, not say.